Economic. Economic. The economy is a key indicator of a nation's financial health. The economic downturn has resulted in layoffs across the country. The economic system must be modernized in order to remain competitive.
Economy. Economy. The economy is a key indicator of a nation's financial health. The economy has been improving steadily since the recession. The government should invest in the economy to stimulate economic growth.
Edge. Edge. He had a competitive edge over the other applicants. I was able to get to the edge of the cliff before it collapsed. The company has managed to stay one step ahead of the competition, giving them an edge.
Editor. Editor. The editor made several changes to the article before it was published. The editor gave the author feedback on how to improve the article. The editor was able to identify several errors in the article that needed to be corrected.
Educate. Educate. It is important to educate children on proper nutrition. We must educate people about the importance of recycling. We need to educate the public on the dangers of climate change.
Educated. Educated. An educated workforce is essential for a thriving economy. An educated individual is more likely to succeed in the workplace. An educated person is more likely to make informed decisions.
Educational. Educational. Educational programs are essential for a successful society. Educational institutions should emphasize the importance of critical thinking. Educational resources should be made available to everyone regardless of socioeconomic status.
Effective. Effective. Effective communication is key to a successful relationship. Effective leadership is necessary in order to motivate employees. Effective teaching strategies can help students learn more effectively.
Effectively. Effectively. We must use our resources effectively in order to maximize our potential. We must use our time effectively in order to accomplish our goals. We must use our money effectively in order to make the most of our finances.
Effort. Effort. We must make an effort to reduce carbon emissions. It took a lot of effort to complete the project in time. Everyone should make an effort to be kind to one another.
Election. Election. The upcoming election is sure to be a hotly contested one. Voting is an important part of the election process. The results of the election will have a major impact on the future of the nation.
Element. Element. Fire is one of the 4 basic elements. The elements of a successful business plan are essential for success. The key element of a good presentation is the ability to engage with the audience.
Embarrassed. Embarrassed. I was embarrassed when I tripped in front of everyone. He was embarrassed to admit that he didn't know the answer. She was embarrassed when she realized she had forgotten her homework.
Embarrassing. Embarrassing. It was embarrassing when I was caught lying. The most embarrassing moment of my life was when I fell down the stairs in front of everyone. It was embarrassing when I forgot my lines during the play.
Emergency. Emergency. We need to evacuate immediately in case of an emergency. The emergency services are on standby in case of an emergency. We must be prepared for any emergency situation.
Emotion. Emotion. Emotions can be difficult to control. I could feel a range of emotions when I heard the news. Expressing emotions can help us to understand ourselves better.
Employment. Employment. Employment opportunities are essential for a thriving economy. Employment rates have been increasing steadily over the past year. Employment rates are a key indicator of economic stability.
Encourage. Encourage. We must encourage our children to pursue their dreams. It is important to encourage creativity in children. We should encourage people to be kind to one another.
Enemy. Enemy. The two countries were once enemies. He was his own worst enemy. We must be prepared for any enemy attacks.
Engaged. Engaged. They got engaged after only 2 months of dating. The audience was engaged throughout the entire presentation. He was so engaged in the conversation that he forgot the time.
Engineering. Engineering. Engineering is an essential field for the advancement of technology. Engineering students must have a good understanding of mathematics. Engineering projects require a lot of collaboration and teamwork.
Entertain. Entertain. We need to entertain the guests at the party. The comedian was able to entertain the crowd. The movie was able to entertain both children and adults.
Entertainment. Entertainment. Entertainment is an important part of life. The entertainment industry has grown significantly in recent years. The entertainment industry provides employment opportunities for many people.
Entrance. Entrance. The entrance to the building was guarded by 2 security guards. The entrance to the museum was decorated with beautiful flowers. The entrance to the park was filled with people enjoying the sunshine.
Entry. Entry. The entry fee for the competition was $20. The entry deadline for the competition is August 1st. The entries for the competition were judged by a panel of experts.
Environmental. Environmental. Environmental conservation is essential for the survival of our planet. Environmental regulations are important in order to protect the environment. Environmental awareness is essential in order to protect our planet.
Episode. Episode. The latest episode of the show was full of twists and turns. The next episode of the show will be even more exciting. The first episode of the show received critical acclaim.
Equal. Equal. Everyone should be treated equally regardless of race, gender, or religion. All employees should be paid equally for the same job. We must strive for equality in all aspects of life.
Equally. Equally. The two teams were equally matched. The two candidates were equally qualified for the job. The two sides should be treated equally in the negotiations.
Escape. Escape. He was able to escape before the police arrived. I wanted to escape from the noise of the city. She was able to escape from the burning building.
Essential. Essential. A good education is essential for success. Good health is essential for a happy life. Fresh water is essential for life.
Eventually. Eventually. He eventually realized his mistake. I eventually found the answer I was looking for. We eventually arrived at our destination.
Examine. Examine. The doctor examined the patient's symptoms. The police examined the crime scene. The scientists examined the data carefully.
Accept. Accept. Everyone was present except for him. I knew everyone in the room except for her. He was able to do everything except for that one task.
Exchange. Exchange. We exchanged phone numbers before we left. They exchanged glances across the room. We exchanged money for goods at the market.
Excitement. Excitement. I could feel the excitement in the air. The fans were filled with excitement. The room was filled with excitement as the announcement was made.
Exhibition. Exhibition. The exhibition was a great success. The exhibition was filled with interesting artifacts. The exhibition was attended by thousands of people.
Expand. Expand. The company plans to expand into new markets. We must expand our knowledge in order to be successful. The company has been expanding rapidly over the past few years.
Expected. Expected. The results of the election were not as expected. The outcome of the game was not what was expected. The traffic was heavier than expected.
Expedition. Expedition. The expedition was a great success. The expedition was led by an experienced explorer. The expedition was well prepared for any emergency situation.
Experienced. Experienced. He was an experienced teacher. She was an experienced traveler. They were experienced professionals.
Explode. Explode. The bomb exploded with a loud bang. The volcano exploded, sending hot lava everywhere. The firework exploded in the night sky.
Explore. Explore. We must explore new ideas in order to innovate. The astronauts explored the surface of the moon. We must explore new ways of thinking in order to progress.
Explosion. Explosion. There was an explosion at the factory. The explosion caused extensive damage. The explosion was heard for miles around.
Export. Export. The country exports a large amount of goods. The company exports its products to many countries. Exporting is an important part of the economy.
Fairly. Fairly. The two teams were fairly matched. The competition was fairly judged. The election was fairly conducted.
Familiar. Familiar. I was familiar with the area. He was familiar with the people in the room. She was familiar with the topic.
Fancy. Fancy. She wore a fancy dress to the party. The restaurant was very fancy. He wore a fancy suit to the wedding.
Far. Far. We are far from our destination. He was far from home. She was far from her family.